Hello everyone, this is a time-lapse of one of my paintings from my stream. This painting is a portrait of one of the creatures from my imaginary world, the Horma. She is an Oxpht, and her face is surrounded by the tentacles of Vopt, another creature from this world. I wanted to paint the struggle of being awake that this creature faces in this world. She has her head surrounded tight by tentacles, with no means of escape. Also, the flower that blooms from her neck is open, which is another sign of her awakening. Usually, the Oxpht creature stays deep in her slumber, sleeping and dreaming. I chose to paint the struggle of my character by using shades of red, going from dark burnt red to light yellow. I like to paint my characters using this line type of art. It gives me the impression that their flesh is segmented, and also amplifies the strange character of the world of the Horma. Oxpht, awakened, always looks at you in the eyes, never looking away. While she's asleep and dreaming, looks up to the sky or down in the sea. The tentacles that surround her head appear to hang lifeless. While Oxpht is awakened, the tentacles slumber, always pointing downwards. Their vigor is directly fueled by dreams, and in the absence of dreams, they just lay dormant. The flower that blooms from her neck is a pretty new characteristic of this creature. This is actually the first painting in which this flower appears, and was inspired by a drawing I made some time ago. The petals are widespread, just as her eyes. If she would have been sleeping, the flower would have been closed. I consider it another sign of her awakening. Every time I paint these creatures awake, I like to put the accent on the expression of their eyes, to be like they're looking at you and they want to tell you something that has meaning, even though their lips are wide shut. I use the same tones on the portrait and on the tentacles, because although they are different creatures, they are so connected with each other in this painting that they almost seem like one. The tentacles are made of swirly rings that go all over the shape and gives them volume. They appeared in my art a long time ago, even before this universe. I always liked drawing or painting swirly tentacles in this style. As I'm making the edges more dark and the middle more light, it's starting to form the feeling that the character is captured between these tentacles. And this is the feeling I got from the drawing I made, and therefore this is the feeling I was looking for to put in the painting. There is no escape for Oxpht if she dares to awaken and to not continue the eternal sleep. The tentacles became more and more swirly as I was adding details, surrounding the portrait like a frame. I'm not using shades of red only in the paintings in which Oxpht is awakened. I also use it in paintings where she's sleeping, but it still symbolizes some sort of struggle in both cases. I have been using these tones of red in my latest paintings, and the original image of Oxpht changed a bit from the beginning when I created this universe and made my first paintings. Back then, in my first paintings, she appeared as a creature with blue skin, red lips, and red hair. Now her skin can also be red and can also be purple. As the tentacles go down, lifeless, along the portrait, they become separated in fine lines, still interconnected, but hanging. The background in all my paintings, it's dark. That's how I actually start all the paintings I make. Ptohorma is a world where there's always darkness. You won't see a clear sky or a bright sun, only the night and infinite water, infinitely wide and infinitely deep. I like adding as many details as possible. It's even fascinating for me to see how far it can go and how all these details make the shapes look full of volume and almost wet looking. It feels like the more details I add, the closer I get to expressing the true nature of this imaginary universe I created that resides in my mind. All the elements of this painting have this red base and a multitude of orange tones that become yellow and almost white. But even though it has this much yellow light, this is not the light of the sun, it's the light of the moon. With my third painting, made in acrylics, I came up with a new element in this imaginary universe. It's in the right side of the painting, looking like some drops that are wet and give the impression that are about to fall. This is the fate of the awakened Oxpht, the cold and dark night of Tohorma. With her eyes wide open, her lips shut down, her flower bloomed, and the tentacles hanging lifeless, falling down. If you enjoy my paintings and would like to see me live, you can find me streaming every day on Kik. If live interaction is not your thing, but you still enjoy my art, you can find me on Instagram and Twitter, and of course here on YouTube. I will post every painting I make on all my social media, so follow me. Thank you for watching. Bye!